back in 2001. I was asleep on my right side so that my back was facing out towards the edge of the bed. I was asleep when I started to hear these strange electrical-type noises going on inside my head. The best way to describe the noise was as if I was listening to 1,000 analog radios all squealing because they were not properly tuned into a radio station, as well as a buzzing sound. Next thing I know, it felt like someone poked me in the back with their finger, which startled the hell out of me, so I immediately twisted around to see who was there. There in front of my eyes, next to the bedhead and against the wall, was this little man, no taller than 4 feet. He looked odd in the sense that his head and facial features, while human-looking, were not proportional to a normal human head. He had a small mouth slightly open, with tiny, human-like teeth showing quite clearly. His nose was also small, but his eyes were like extremely big human-looking eyes, and he had a big bald head. As best as I can remember, he was wearing a dark one-piece outfit. What was strange was that the room was dark, but I could see him as if he was producing his own light. Looking at his face, I was terrified, because all he did was remain completely silent and expressionless, but just stare right at me with such an intense stare. The fact that I could see his teeth gave me the impression he was possibly aggressive and might attack me, and I could literally feel waves of adrenaline flow through my body in anticipation of a sudden attack. Even though I was scared, however, I was ready to launch myself at him should he make move towards me. But he didn't. He just remained perfectly still and just kept staring right at me. At the same time, I was being equally careful not to move an inch just in case he thought I was going to attack him. Anyway, after what seemed like a minute or so of us just staring at each other in complete silence, I just thought at him to F off. And amazingly, he just instantly faded out like a light. In retrospect, I regret doing that because he did absolutely nothing aggressive towards me. I put my fear at the time down to initially being startled, as well as the fact that I was perhaps misinterpreting his teethy, expressionless stare.